Have you ever experienced a moment when the world around you didn't just quiet down, it froze? As if the universe itself was waiting to see who you would become next? Not a peaceful silence, not a relaxing pause, but that heavy, electric stillness that wraps around your chest when life presents you with a challenge you can't avoid anymore. A moment that demands an answer, not from your voice, not from your words, but from your soul. That moment is what defines people. That moment is what reshapes destinies. That moment is what separates those who keep living the same year again and again, and those who finally rise into the person they were meant to be. And that moment in nature looks like this: a lion meeting a hyena, face to face, power against cunning, solitude against numbers, identity against chaos. Because in the wild, the lion isn't just an animal. He's a symbol of the truth we try so hard to ignore. Strength is not measured by how big you are, but by how deeply you know who you are. And when the lion walks scarred, tired, hungry perhaps, but unwavering, the world watches. The gazelles pause their grazing. The vultures stop circling. Even the insects buzzing in the grass slow their rhythm. Because the king doesn't move with noise, he moves with meaning. He walks like a creature who has been tested by storms you and I will never experience. He walks like someone who has lost fights and still stands. He walks like someone who has tasted hunger, defeat, exhaustion, and still refuses to bow. And maybe that's why his presence is so powerful. Because he carries the proof that survival is not about never falling. It's about rising every single time. But on the savannah today, it is not peace he walks into. It is tension. It is danger. It is a challenge wrapped in laughter, the kind of laughter that echoes in sharp bursts, bouncing between the tall grass. Hyena laughter. A lion knows that sound. Everyone in the savannah knows that sound. It's not joy. It's not celebration. It's the sound of confidence. The sound of creatures who believe they've already won. Because hyenas do not fight fair. They do not fight alone. They do not fight with honor. They fight with strategy, with numbers, with precision, with the type of vicious persistence that wears even the strongest beast down. And in that moment, the lion does what most people in life never learn to do. He doesn't panic. He doesn't shrink. He doesn't speed up or slow down. He simply stands. Because the king understands something that most of us forget. Your power is not in how loudly you respond, but in how firmly you refuse to be shaken. The hyenas circle, their shadows flickering across the dry earth. Their leader steps closer, her eyes calculating, sharp, merciless. She doesn't look for the lion's strength. She looks for his weakness. One hesitation, one moment of doubt, one flicker of fear, just one. Because in the wild, hesitation is blood, doubt is death. Fear is an invitation to attack. But here's the truth that makes the entire savannah go still. The lion does not give her what she wants. Not a flinch, not a step back, not a single drop of fear. And it is in that moment, right before anything happens, that nature itself holds its breath. Because what the lion is doing is not normal. It is not easy. It is not instinctive. It is learned, earned, forged through every battle he has endured. And that is the part we humans forget. The strength of the lion did not come from being king. He became king because of his strength. He was born small. He grew slowly. He lost fights. He survived hunger. He lost family. He watched others rise while he struggled. He lived through nights where the cold tore into his bones and mornings where the heat burned the ground beneath him. He did not become king because the world made it easy. He became king because the world made him feel impossible. And he refused to give up anyway. And that is the lesson you're standing inside right now. Your power is not built in comfort. It's built in confrontation. Every hyena in your life, your failures, your doubts, your enemies, your regrets, your fears, circles you because they sense uncertainty. They don't attack your strength. They attack your hesitation, your lack of belief, your quiet, buried fear that maybe you're not enough. But the lion teaches us something sacred. When you refuse to doubt yourself, even your enemies start doubting their attack. Because strength isn't about being the biggest. Strength isn't about being the fastest. Strength isn't about being the loudest. Strength is about presence. Presence is about self-belief. And self-belief is about refusing to surrender even when the world gives you every reason to walk away. The hyenas wait for the lion to run. They expect it. They crave it. Their entire strategy depends on it. But running is not in his identity. So he roars. Not a roar of fear. Not a roar of anger. A roar of truth. A roar that says, I know who I am, and you do not decide my fate. That roar travels across the plains, vibrating through the grass, echoing across the bones of the earth. It carries memories of battles past. It carries the weight of scars earned. It carries the fire of a creature who refused to bow to the world. And the hyenas pause, just for a moment, just long enough for every creature watching to understand that something deeper is happening here. This isn't a fight between lion and hyena. This is a fight between identity and doubt, between courage and fear, between destiny and destruction, between the person you are and the person you refuse to become. Everyone has a moment when life corners them. Everyone has a day when doubts circle, like hyenas. Everyone has a challenge that looks too big, a wound that feels too deep, a setback that feels too final. But the lion stands anyway, not because he is unbreakable, but because he is unwilling to break. He teaches us that there is power in staying still, power in choosing not to run, power in deciding that this moment, this exact moment, is not where your story ends, but where your strength begins. And here is the reward for staying until the end of this journey, this story, this transformation. By the time you finish this, you won't just understand the lion. You will understand yourself. You will see your own struggles in his scars, your own fears in those circling hyenas, your own courage in the way he holds his ground, your own destiny in the moment nature falls silent around him. Because inside every one of us, a battle is happening, a battle between who you were and who you could be, between your weakness and your awakening, between your past and the future waiting for you to step into it. And just like the lion, you are one roar away from shifting everything. One decision, one moment of courage, one refusal to run, one act of standing tall even when your legs shake. And when you do, when you choose to rise instead of retreat, your entire world will pause. Your life will shift, your destiny will tremble, and the universe itself will lean closer. Because when the lion meets the hyena, nature holds its breath.